What's going on, everybody? What is up? What is up? Yo, got a live stream happening right now. What's going on, everybody? And how you doing? I feel like I'm skipping. Let's see if this Streamlabs will work for me today. I'm hoping that it does. So, everybody, welcome to the live stream. I am your host, Dre, Harrison, Andre, whatever it is that you want to call me. It's fine. I don't answer to everything, but as long as it's not disrespectful, I may answer to it, you know? Got my coffee on deck and ready to have this conversation. Do me a favor. As you enter into the live stream, do me a favor, hit that like button. This is a free live stream. However, it does cost you a like. Hit that like button. And let's get into the discussion. Man, and we're going to talk about it today. And let me just give this disclaimer. I respect highly the hardworking single mothers out there who have sacrificed everything, every dream that they wanted to accomplish to see that their legacy lived a better life than they could possibly live. Life is funny because we all have a plan, right? And sometimes our plans don't go as planned. What's going on, Real Talk? Thank you so much for being here. It doesn't go as planned, right? And when you're raising a child as a single parent, because for a number of years before I got remarried, I was a single parent. Even as a single mom, there's no manual. Wait a second. There's no set manual. However, there is a book out there called From a Fatherless Father to His Sons that could help some single mothers out there. I recommend going on Amazon.com, searching From a Fatherless Father to His Sons. And this book may help you out. I heard it's from a good author. A great author, even. But there is no set manual out there, right? And the thing is, single mothers agree to have children, most of them, hoping to live a life, right, that's bliss with the person that they're having children with. And it doesn't always work out. So the single mother is left to raise the child in a lot of cases on their own. Some single mothers put themselves in that situation because they isolate their children from the father, which causes a lot of stress not only in the children's life, but in her life. So that's pretty much her putting on that stress on herself. But it's not the case with everybody, but it's a case with a lot of single mothers out there. So today we're going to talk about how single mothers can raise boys into broken men. Now, this is not a live stream where I am coming at single mothers. Here's my thinking about the whole topic of sex, right? Some sex happens, right? And when sex happens, the natural recourse for sex is usually a baby comes out of the mix, right? And I think that people are delusional when they, even if they're using protection, when they want to have sex with somebody only for recreational purposes and not expect that a baby can come out of as a consequence of their recreational activities. So I think that some people are delusional when it comes to things like that. I don't think that people should be having sex outside of marriage. That's my opinion. Am I perfect? Absolutely not. I have fallen short before, right? However, I've strived and I've stood strong, and in many occasions, stood strong and turned down the advances that was brought toward me. And it's because I didn't really want to disappoint God, and I didn't want to be a hypocrite with my sons, because I teach my sons to wait till they get married. But I also say, listen, if you're going to have sex, expect to have a baby. Just expect it, because it's going to happen, right? Thank you for sharing me out, Real. I appreciate it. It's going to happen, right? So there are some single mothers out there who had sex with a guy. Some of them they really didn't like, or it was just like a quick one night stand, and they wound up getting pregnant. They wound up keeping the baby. I can't fault. It's hard because in that situation they wasn't looking to be parents, right? And also in that situation, the mom has all the power. The mom has the power to terminate the pregnancy, which I don't agree with. I don't think abortion is a viable means of birth control. But they have the option to do that, where the father, they don't have the option. So really, the mom has really all the power in that situation. But this is not me saying that the single mother is in that situation because she put herself there. They both put themselves in that situation. So I'll say that right then and there. But there are some single mothers who choose to raise their child absent of a positive male role model for them to look up to. And as a result, they raise broken men. You got boys growing up in single mothers' homes, and they're broken men. So today we're going to watch a video, and I'm going to do a live reaction and review. And disclaimer, I already seen this video, but we're going to do a live review and just talk this out of what's happening in this video and how single motherhood can impact a boy's life in their manhood. All right, so we're going to talk about it, right? I did hear this week that Iyanla Vanzant will not be returning and doing Fix My Life anymore. I have mixed thoughts about Iyanla Vanzant's Fix My Life. I think that what she's doing is out of a place of genuineness, and her heart's in the right place. Again, and listen, I speak it how I speak it. I don't agree with a lot of the approaches that she has on there, right? And I'm going to talk about one of the approaches in this video. There are some things that I saw that she would do that would emasculate some men. But she also did some amazing things for some people, some families, and brought people together. So I can't argue with results. I cannot. I just can't rock with a lot of the approaches of some people, but I respect what she does, and I think she's a genuine person. All right, so let's get into this video real quick. All right, this is a segment from Iyanla's Fix My Life, and we're gonna talk about this because this is actually an interesting clip of a single mother and her interactions with her two older sons. So let's get into it, right? Let me just put me up there in the top, so you can see me. All right, let's watch this.
Mr. Joe and Mr. NJ are ready to share with their mother. My hope for Miss Sandra is that she can really listen to and hear what they say.
All right, so now let's take a look at this. Single mom is about to sit with her two older male sons,
Probably one of the most
adult
important
sons.
conversations that a family could ever have is what's required to clean the table off. And so you heard yesterday that your sons had some issues with you. How was that for you to hear?
Now, if you notice her approach, right, she's very soft, very chill. She knows that this can go either way. Mom has a hot temper, and she wants to make sure that they are listening to what she has to say, or she's listening to what her sons have to say. So she's doing pretty good here.
I was surprised that you had issues with your mother.
Now, so here's a single mother, right? She adored her sons. She had a rocky relationship with her daughter. She didn't really adore her sons. Her sons never gave her any problems. Her sons were the type of boys that grew up and didn't want to disappoint mama, right? They didn't want to disappoint mama. So mama's shocked that they have issues. And she's pretty, in this situation, delusional. But there's a lot of single mothers that have that mindset, how can my sons have an issue with me? But check this out.
Where did I go wrong as a mother?
What I want you to do right now is to give them permission to share that with you, to share their experience. Can you hear that, Miss Sandra?
Yes.
You really got to get that.
I get it.
Okay. I need you to give them permission to tell you the truth.
Now, this is actually really key because the mom has to give her grown male sons permission to give her the truth, and there's a reason why. There's a lot in a lot of spaces, a lot of homes, a lot of single mother homes, the sons don't have a voice. They don't have a voice. So when they get out there in the world, they become extremely hostile because now they got a voice, and now they have a whole lot of built-in aggression that they're going to let out. And a lot of times they're not letting it out toward their mom, who silenced them their whole life. They're letting it out in the community, letting out in relationships. It's deep. It's deep. She has to ask, or she has to give her sons, her grown adult male sons, permission to be honest, because they don't want to tell her what they really feel and what really happened with them when they were growing up, because they were afraid. They're afraid that they're going to hurt mama's feelings. So let's go. It's deep.
Sons, Joey, Marcus, I'm giving you permission, and I'm listening.
As the elder, who would you like to speak first, you or your brother?
I guess I'll speak first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay with you?
Mama, what I need you to know is I needed some more intimacy, love, and affection from you that I wish I would have received as a child. Yeah. I think deep down, I struggle with being completely who I'm supposed to be because I don't have certain skills. I think specifically how to let other people in. You were tough. You didn't share your feelings. I mean, I watched you. I get my hustle from you. I watched you, so I kind of modeled how I moved off of watching you.
Miss Sandra?
Now, watch that, right? Watch that. He learned how to move by watching how his mother moved. Now, if you look later on in the show, he has an issue with intimacy with his wife. Mom didn't show him affection. He has no idea how to show affection to other people, or even how to receive affection, because he never received it from his mother. And now he's grown, realizing now that he lacked that, and the residual of that is affecting his relationships today. Come on. Let's keep going.
Let him know you heard him.
I heard you,
And what I heard you say was,
and what I heard you say was, I'm a strong woman. That was just an act. I was broken, I was hurt, and I was trying to protect my family. And that's the only way I knew how. I thought I was doing the best that I could and that I
okay,
knew.
you're excusing.
Now, Ayanla stops and says you're excusing. But here's the thing about a lot of single mothers. All they're doing is the best they could. Single moms, if you're watching, all you're doing is the best that you can. All right? This is why I always say that it's important for our sons, especially if their fathers are a positive influence, no matter how you feel about him and how he broke your heart, for the betterment of your child, for the betterment of your son need to have access to their fathers. But if you notice also that she immediately started off with what they asked, what did you hear? The first thing she said that she heard her son say was that she was strong. It's the first thing. Nothing about, the first thing she should have said was, I heard you say that I didn't show you affection when you were younger. The first thing she said was, I heard you say that I was a strong woman. We'll continue.
You're excusing.
It,
You gotta let him know that you heard him, Miss Sandra.
yes, I heard you, that I'm a strong woman. That was a wall.
So, Miss Sandra, can I speak for little Joey for a moment? And anything I'm saying that doesn't apply, you stop me, okay?
Now, this is where the emasculation that I don't agree with happens. Where she says, I got to speak for little Joey. Allow the man to be the man and say, is it okay if I speak for you? Not little Joey, but you. And I understand that for healing to happen, we must revisit some things in the past to bring that up, to overcome it. but he's a grown man, not little Joey. He had, some of this stuff stems from him being little Joey, but he's not little Joey today. He's not. So let's continue.
What I heard Joe say, you weren't the mother that he needed you to be.
Thank you,
You were
Ayala.
mean at
Thank you.
times, emotionally distant. Yeah. No communication, no intimacy. That's what I heard him say. And as a result of that, the way it shows up in his life today is that he's so focused on doing that he doesn't know how to be with other people, with his wife, and with himself. Would that be accurate?
Yes.
Okay. You heard him.
Now, ladies, I'm going to speak to you. Some of you guys get so offended when the truth is brought to you. Like when you feel like when somebody comes to you, or even your children, they come to you and they tell you, Mom, you hurt my feelings. Mom, you did this. Mom, I needed you to be this, but you weren't this. Mom, I'm struggling today because of this. They get defensive all of a sudden. And they want to, I had to be strong, and this is all I know. Instead of listening to the feelings of their children, to try to help their child, they spent their whole life trying to elevate themselves. Excuse me. And even in the midst of their children's hurt, their adult children's hurt, they're still trying to excuse it. What's going on, Andrea? Oh, wow. That's that coffee. So she's more worried about herself than what her son actually said about how she made him feel. Exactly. This is how single mothers can raise boys to be broken men. She didn't hear a word he said. All she heard was that I'm a strong woman and I had to be because... No. What about how he felt? And Ayala did a great job in exposing that in her and told her about herself. So she needed to hear this. But wait till we get to the younger brother. Wait till we get to the younger brother. That's going to definitely touch your heart. Watch.
Don't mean that was your intention. You were doing the best you could.
Yes.
So can you acknowledge that to him?
I know that I hurt you.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
From the depths of my heart, I ask you to forgive me.
Yes or no?
Yes.
See, and that's where Ayala is good at. Like that's her gift. That's her gift.
Well, all righty then.
I've been programmed to not communicate. So to do it like this
Listen,
is
programmed to
a
not
new
communicate.
feeling.
Is there more?
I'm complete for right now.
Thank you, Lord Jesus.
You're doing good.
And just a quick note, homeboy's a doctor. A doctor. She raised a doctor, all right? He's successful, broken inside, but successful nonetheless. So there's single mothers out there that have done a great job doing the best they could in making their son successful as far as in society. But some of these men are walking around still broken.
Keep using your skills, because this one might be a little rough. You ready?
Now, before I get started with this, right? Before I get started with this. Now, lately you guys have been hearing me talk about the whole alpha male thing and all that stuff. And it's something that I've recently been researching because I really want to understand the thinking, right? Now, many people would see this young man that's coming up and think to themselves, this is an alpha male. He's an alpha male, right? He operates in that alpha male kind of energy. But really, it's a mask to hide the hurt that he felt from his mom. Watch this. This is deep. This is deep. Let's get into it.
I want you to know, as a child, I felt very lonely.
Tell her how.
I didn't get any affection. You're very strong, and when all I needed from you was love, you know, I
Now look at her facial expressions. Like she's not happy hearing this, and she's not trying to hear it. To be perfectly honest with you, and some single mothers feel like this, when their sons are talking to them. And I think that if Ayanla wasn't there, it probably would have went way different. They probably would have never said anything. I think he now has a space where he feels safe enough with Ayanla there to talk. But look at her face. She's not happy with it. She wouldn't be happy, but she's not really concerned about how her son is feeling. She's concerned about how her son is making her feel with that truth. It's deep. What's going on, Maya Glams? How you doing?
Didn't get any hugs. If I did something good, you didn't acknowledge it. My mother didn't tell me she loved me. It was confusing to me because my father would call and, talk to us. He would always say, I love you, son. I love you. I love you. But he was so far away. You were right there. He would never tell me.
Did you guys hear that? So his dad was far away, but every time they talked, he would always say that he loved his son. Mom was right there, and she never said it. Never said it. Blacklight Revelations, thank you so much for being here, bro. Thank you for coming. Never said it. How does single mothers raise boys to be broken men? By not showing them the positive affection that they need to feel from their moms when they're boys. All right? And then they grow up with this hard exterior, masking this alpha male energy when really it's not. It's not. And I think in this situation, he was masking like an alpha male persona, trying to hide the little boy that's been hurt inside. Let's get more into it.
And a question that I want to ask you, why couldn't you love me and give me the love I needed?
Now,
why couldn't you just love me?
There's about to be a cringe-worthy moment. Like this part right here made me cringe, and I'll tell you why.
I didn't know how. I didn't know how. I didn't know.
Let it out. Yeah.
So she just admitted that she didn't know how to love her sons.
Let it out. They can take it.
Please forgive me, Jesus.
Now this is the part that made me
He
cringe.
needs your bosoms. He needs the bosoms.
All right, let's stop right there for a second. A grown man doesn't need his mother's bosoms. All right, I'm going to say that right now. Ayanla, I'm not sure if you're going to watch this. I love you. Like, you do a great job. A grown man doesn't need his grown older mother's bosoms. He don't. He does not. Why? That part made me cringe because it could be emasculating. It could be emasculating. It could make him feel like a boy again. All right, and I think maybe she was trying to like break him down and bring him to that little boy so that she can build him up again. But that's cringeworthy, man. It made me cringe when I saw it. I was like, why is she pushing this grown man's head into his mother's bosoms? like I love my mother. I do. I love my mother. But I don't need to be hugged up so close to her that my head is like brushed up against her breast. Like that's not what I need. I'm a grown man. You know, this part made me cringe. I was like, Ayanla, you had it. No, you messed it up. Man. But I see where she was trying to go. But a grown man doesn't need his mother's bosoms. He needs affection, needs a hug. Not his mother's bosoms per se. I think she was just trying to say he needs mom's affection right now. And I get that. Just not the bosoms, man. Not the bosoms. Not my mother. I just still. Ari Pope says, I heard about this. I never tried to see this type of image. Yeah. LMAO, y'all brothers are so much nicer than me. I totally agree. Cringe. Yeah, it's cringeworthy. Like when I saw it, right, I was like, I was with my wife, and I was like, babe, grown men, we don't need our mother's bosoms. We don't. We could use a hug. But she literally, let me just rewind it for you guys so that you guys can see what she did. All right, she literally pushed this man's head in a mother. Look, watch.
You need your bosoms.
Boom.
He needs the bosoms.
Oh, what's up, Kennedy V? What's going on?
I didn't know how, Marcus.
Let's
I
keep going.
wasn't mothered like that.
Talk to your boy.
I didn't know how, Marcus. I wasn't mothered like that.
Talk to your boy.
I hear you, son. I'm listening. And I'm here for you.
Tell her how you were overlooked and left behind,
V.
MJ. Come on, talk to your mama. Talking to them bosoms. Get your healing.
I just
He doesn't need to be talking into any woman's bosoms. Talk to your mother's eyes. Look at me eye to eye, and let's talk there. Not the bosoms.
remember certain things where it made me feel like he got favoritism. I feel like everybody else got attention but me. If I did something good, you didn't acknowledge it. I reject love even though I want it so much because I don't want the heartbreak that my mother gave me.
So listen to what he's about to say. Listen closely.
I reject love even though I want it so much because I don't want the heartbreak that my mother gave me.
You didn't know. And then you got guarded. And in your guardedness, you tried to teach them, and they got hurt. Then they got guarded. And do you know how all of this shows up, Mama? Him, you not knowing, him. Do you know how it all shows up? Through your daughter. She is the demonstration of the cesspool of pain that all of y'all are sitting in. Because she's the most heart-driven, sensitive one in the bunch.
All right.
She
Then it
is
goes
the
into Shay
repository.
Johnson.
How hurt.
It goes into Shay Johnson and all that stuff. But here's the thing, guys. You see how he revealed something extremely key at the end? He rejects love, even though he wants it. That is the voice of a man who is broken. And he was broken by his single mother when he was a boy. This is not an attack on single mothers. This is a moment of reflection, a moment of revelation. Single moms out there, if you're watching, be very careful how you interact with your sons, because you may be in a situation where you will break your sons as a boy, and it will grow up to be broken men. Broken men. The chat, I don't need my mom's bosoms at 33. Agreed. Blacklight says all that food on the table and that food surface his face. Agreed. Hey, real V is in the house, but bosoms are a safe place for babies, not for grown men. I'm just saying, I seen this episode. It was a good episode. Hey, Robin. Hey, real, what's up? Very safe, Robin. Yeah, very safe for a toddler or an infant. My mother knows her boundaries. I'm a 40-year-old man. Respect me. I respected them all throughout our childhood. Respect me now. Thank God they do. Preach. Has been clingy, heavy to. He's been clingy, heavy to a martyr. I'm not sure what that means. These people really need therapy. They do. They need like real deep, continuous therapy to get past this. They do what they can. Yeah, single mothers do what they can. He rejects love because he didn't have it properly as a kid. Lack of love is the root of all personality disorders. It's proven fact by APA. Yes, Amanda felt like she was taking care of him, something his mama should have done. Hey everybody. Then why grown men love them so much? Anyway, there's a hope. Now listen, men don't love breasts because it makes them safe. They love breasts for a whole different reason, Robin. A whole different reason. They love breasts way differently than the way children love breasts. So let's leave that there, okay? So we got to be careful how we raise our boys to become men, especially if you're raised in a single parent or single mother home, okay? Because they'll grow up broken. broke. He didn't receive the affection. He didn't receive the affection. As a result, he rejects love even though he wants it. He probably can't realize love if he sees it. And this isn't a knock on him. I think he's very strong, very brave for coming out and saying this, being vulnerable enough to say this. But this is how a lot of boys who grow up to be broken men mask their hurt and their brokenness in this alpha male bravado. Okay? We got to be careful of that, single moms, because we want our... I say this all the time to parents, and I remind myself all the time of this, right? The goal of parenting is to raise secure adults, period. Which is why a secure adult don't need his mother's bosoms. The goal of parenting is to raise secure adults. You're not trying to keep your children in the fold, in the nest, their whole life. You're trying to raise them up to be secure in themselves, secure on their own, secure in relationships. That's what you're trying to raise them, to be secure as a whole. A secure, well-rounded human being that loves God. But that's the goal of parenting. If you think that you're trying to parent your grown adult child, no, that's at that point, you've done all you could. And if you feel like you still got to parent your grown adult child, then you failed as a parent. You failed as a parent. Harsh, but the truth. Good evening, Mom. My mom is here. All right. She was a single mom, raised me. All right. And she'll admit that, she probably made some mistakes, like most single moms do. Single fathers, for that matter, too, because I made mistakes. All right. But the goal of parenting is to raise secure adults. Purred, as these women would say, purred with a T. I'm not even a boo man, as it is. The same, same here. Real Talk says, he said, right? Maya Glam. Good evening, Miss Gloria. No, men who love breasts either way, were breastfed as babies, or they were rejected from the breast. That's kind of, wait a minute. So you're saying all men, because either they were breastfed or they weren't breastfed. So you're saying pretty much, right, all men love breasts because they were either breastfed or they were rejected from. That's sort of like a weird variable. Unwell, black light. Breastfeeding gives you a good immune system, not an adult. Facts. The breast is meant for nourishment as a baby. As an adult, it's meant for pleasure. Totally different. All right, totally different. I definitely made mistakes, as we all have, Mom. As we all have. Like my mother just came back from dealing with my 18-year-old son's mistake. That's a whole nother story. Who hasn't made mistakes? Parenting is one of the hardest things to allow these children to grow healthy, mentally, emotionally. Yeah, and that's why we got to fight to make sure that we're doing our best to raise our children to be secure adults. Not our babies for the rest of our lives. To be secure adults. Gloria Harrison, we all did. Unfortunately, parenting doesn't come with an instruction manual. Unfortunately. But maybe it does. From a fatherless father to his sons. A book written by an amazing author named Andre D. Harrison for mothers who are raising boys without a father around. You can get it on Amazon.com. Just search From a Fatherless Father to His Sons and pick up your copy. Shameless plug. All right. So, we got to be careful. You know what? I would open up the lines. If you guys would like to call in so we could talk a little bit about this, please let me know. I will put the call-in number in if I get any responses. If not, I'm not going to open up the line. Because, oops, that was my mistake. But I'll open up the line if you guys want to talk about this. Because this is a decent conversation. Shame. No, it wasn't shameless. All right, I don't feel shame at all for plugging it. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't at all. I'd rather lay on my woman's body than her. Real. Real's being real on this chat. How do you not like boobs? This is strange. Yeah, I'm not it's enjoyable, but there's some things that men have preferences. All right. LMAO, I deserve a wrench for how. You know what you do? Word. Let me. Yo, he's not even lying. He's not even lying. Hold on. Not even lying. All right. Not even lying. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So yeah, man. So what I'll do is I'll leave I'll open up the call line now. I'm not sure if you guys can see it. You should be able to see it now. If you guys want to call in so that we can have a discussion about this, please do. Because this is a really big. And if you're a single mom, like I would like to know what you think, because it's not easy. It's not easy. It's tough. It's hard doing it on your own. And let me just say this, preface this. If you're doing it on your own because you have no choice, right, then I'm with you. If you're doing it on your own and it's hard and you purposely keep the child's father out of the child's life because of bitterness, then I'm going to say it in all love. Sweetie, you deserve exactly what you're getting. Okay? And I'll say that. And it's not to be mean. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right? Oh, is my thing? Let me move this over because it's hiding. I'll put this over here. There we go. So you can call that number, 908-444-6257, if you guys want to have a conversation about this. All right? And I do thank you guys for just joining me in the chat, man. I appreciate this. And unfortunately, too, like Ayanna Van Zant's, she won't be doing Fix My Life anymore. She's done with it. She's tired of the disrespect. I saw that episode. Shay Johnson was like, ouch. Ayanna be, I think sometimes, she's probably going to watch this and be like, I don't know. They may, demonetize, like not allow me to be monetized or take this down, whatever. But sometimes she can dish it, but she doesn't like taking what she dish out. Mm-hmm. So I'll say that. Nita's going to call in? Nah, she Nita don't want this smoke. Let me stop. Nah, Nita always has like some deep stuff to say, and she gets me thinking all the time. She sharpens me. So thank you, Nita. You got to have a woman to do that talk. Leave him alone, man. All right, Nita, I don't. I used to watch her back in the day. Yeah, she's only been on for 8 years. I thought it was longer than that. Ayanna Van Zant's Fix My Life has only been on for 8 years. She's been doing it 8 years. You don't feel like it? All right, not a problem, sis. Not a problem. But I'm just glad you're here. Here's a problem. Single moms are great mothers, but are horrible and incompetent fathers. Single mothers aren't the issue. Single parent households are the problem. I agree 100% that it's single parent homes. That's the actual problem. But here's the thing also, we got to be careful with that term, because there are some homes that have two parents in it and it still operates as a single parent home, whether the dad is working multiple jobs and is never home, or the mom for that matter. I got a phone call coming in from Florida. Let's see if we can get this caller in.
Call from
Shanita Marie Rand.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Should I accept? Shanita Marie randomly, thank you so much for calling in.
The one and only.
How you doing, sis?
I'm well. How about yourself?
Doing good. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem. I thought I'd come on here and say my little 2 cents because, I'm only one woman in the comment section of YouTube.
Okay.
So, what I wanted to say is, and what I was saying in the chat about, what was his name? MJ.
Oh, from
the man in the video.
Yeah. I never heard of him before.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
Yeah, I just so happened to, because I've been following Fix My Life, not for that long, but recently they've been coming through my YouTube feed. And I've been watching a lot of her episodes, and I've seen that episode that you just played like all the way through, and Shay was really disrespectful and all of that. But when it came down to the boys, I kind of understood where the mom was coming from, in a sense, and how it translated to her treating her daughter the way that she did, because she had to do it on her own because she was so upset with her ex-husband or whatever, and then she transferred all of that energy differently to her children differently. So the daughter got it the worst.
Yeah.
But as far as her son was concerned, he is, I don't know what their relationship status is now, but Armana, the young lady from Love and Hip Hop Miami, he has a problem with like keeping a job. He'll have his ups and he'll have his downs, but he'll be heavily dependent on his woman. And it was just coming a time for her where she was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm always taking care of you. When are you going to be there for me? And it looked like that he was just really being there with her because of what she can do for him. And not only financially, but like emotionally and everything that his mama should have been doing for him. So when I watched that episode with Armana and the guy, falling out, it reminded me of the episode with Fix My Life. And I was like, wow, so he really has some deep-rooted issues with him as far as not receiving any love that he needed from his mom. And this is why he is the way that he is now. And I can understand it a little bit, but on the spectrum of, like, daughters with single moms. Because on the flip side of it, like single moms, I don't know like how to explain it, but single moms with sons, we sometimes give our sons a pass and are more harder on our daughters. But
no,
depending
my mother
on
gave it to us all. You know who got a pass? Our little brother. Me and my sister got it equally. Like my mother gave it to us both. She wasn't playing.
Yeah. Yeah. But then on the flip side, it's depending on whatever relation that you have with the father. Sometimes you'll put all the love into the daughter, and then the sons will get it, and then they'll be like, oh, you just like your daddy, and there's all this resentment and stuff. And I'm feeling like that's maybe what was going on with the young man in the video clip that you showed. But I am in total agreement with you. That's going to be the only time I'm going to be agreeing with you in 2021.
Real, you heard
Okay,
that? You heard that,
cool.
Real? You heard that? Yeah. Don't go quiet on me now. Keep going.
That's probably going to be the only time. But because this is a conversation worth having because it does happen. And it is important for parents, or especially single mothers, to be mindful, and I've been talking about that a lot, to be mindful of every situation in your life, not just with you personally, but also be mindful of how you are treating your children and how they need to feel like they are loved and appreciated and accepted and safe and secure to be who they are as children growing up in this world. Yeah. That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you. I appreciate the input and your addition to the conversation. I appreciate it.
I'm just going to go ahead and drop that down into the chat. Salute to you, host.
Thank you.
Everybody in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and drop that down. And y'all be easy. This your girl, Nita Marie, randomly coming to you all the way live from my toilet in Jacksonville, Florida.
Let me mute her. What? Bye. Yeah, she's off the hook. But you guys heard it, right? She agreed with me. Okay? That's right. All right. Yeah, but I wanted to respond. Robin said, my question is, when do we stop blaming our parents? We are responsible ultimately for our actions. Sometimes we can't identify where that hurt comes from. So our actions really need to be unpacked, sort of, so that we can identify the root cause of the problem, and then we can start making changes from there. But on the flip side, parents also have to take responsibility for the brokenness of their adult children, and that's how real healing could happen. If a broken child can hear acknowledgement from the person that broke them, that's when healing can also start. So I think you're right. At a certain point, adults should be able to to say, hey, I need to start making changes for myself. That's like a grown man who didn't grow up with a father who becomes an amazing father because his father was pretty much to blame for that. His father wasn't there, and that motivated him and was the blame for him being great. You know what's also I realize is that a lot of us, we look at blame as it's your fault. But when something goes right, it's also your fault. So we want to be acknowledged for the things that we got right, but don't want to be acknowledged for the things we get wrong. So if our child graduates medical school, we take credit for that. But if our child can't receive and won't receive love, even though they want it, we can't blame the parents either. So if we're going to say, Mom, you did a great job with raising your doctor's son, you also got to say, Mom, you got to take some responsibility for why your son is rejecting love from all these women as well. So it's a two-way street. It's got to go both ways. All right? Yeah, man, but this is a great discussion. Ayanla, sad that you're going off the air. You're probably never going to watch this. Like, I'm a nobody. But you're probably never going to watch this. Sad that you're going off the air. I acknowledge that you did some great things over the past 8 years with the families and the individuals you've helped. Some of your practices, I was like, pushing a grown man's head into his mother's bosom. But it's really sad to see the show go off. And no, you don't deserve disrespect from people, especially if your heart is to try to help. But I also like that I saw the interview you did recently. I like that you are continuing the work in the private sector. So keep doing your thing, sis. All right. But to single mothers out there, be careful how you raise your sons. And in all honesty, if you want a copy of my book, I'm willing to send it for free. Okay, you can go on Amazon and order it, or if you hit me up on my Instagram, and don't slide in my DMs. Wifey won't like that. Just make sure that you come professionally and say, hey, I'm interested in a copy of your book. I'll shoot you a copy of the book. All right, but seriously, because there's some things that I put in the book that may give you some perspective when it comes to your single mom sons, and you trying to raise them to become men. So, yeah, Coastal Preach, thank you so much for coming through. Appreciate you being here. All right. So hit me up at Andre_D_Harris on Instagram. Or you can shoot me an email, and I'll put the email in the chat. All right, the roll call at gmail.com. All right, you can hit me up there. Shoot me an email. Say, hey, I'm a single mom. I have, how many sons, and I really would like a copy of your book. And with all in a full disclaimer, for a full disclosure, there's a lot of scriptures is written from a biblical perspective on parenting, but it's universal. Like just because I put scriptures in there, applying it would help. So, all right. Is it just for single? No, it's not. So I wrote this book for 3 people. I wrote this book for single mothers, raising sons without the presence of a male role model. I wrote this for young boys trying to identify their course for manhood. And I also wrote this for absentee fathers to read in hopes that they would feel encouraged to take their rightful place in their child's life as a positive male influence. So those are the 3 people I wrote this book for. So it's not just for single moms, but it definitely would benefit single moms and allow them to receive some sort of perspective. Now it's a perspective from a specific demographic of men and boys, because not all boys are the same. But reading it will allow her to open up her mind a little bit to sort of get out of what she feels a man should be and identify what he needs to be as a man growing up. Yeah. All right, man. I've been on this for like 10 minutes now. Streamlabs have been good to me. Streamlabs have been really good to me. So keep being good to me. All right. I like this. So Streamlabs, keep it up. Keep it up. All right. I almost bought your book, but my partner is writing a book and he's not done with it yet. So I'll just buy your other merch instead. What does that have to do with? You can get the book anyway. I have 2 books, Like you can't, why you can't buy my book because your partner's writing a book? You can buy my book too. That's not, You can buy it. I'll send you a copy. Hit me up with your address. I'll send you a copy. All right. Black is working overtime. You got to pay him. Oh, so what's this book about? Because now I'm going to wind up buying it. And make sure y'all smash that like button as you come in. Yes, please do. Hit that smash button. I'm listening and learning tonight. Thank you, Candidly V. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. What is the other book about? Yeah. What's your husband's book about? All right. So I'm about to get off of this in a little bit. Thank you so much for coming through. Should I chat it up with you guys for the next 10 minutes? Chop it up. Go till 9 o'clock. Could go till 9 o'clock. I don't want to read yours first and not read his. Okay. So you've never read a book before in your life? So your husband's book is the first book you're ever going to read? That's dedication. That's dedication. No, I'm kidding with you. I understand. Hey, Jayla, how you doing? Oh, Streamlabs coming through now. All right, let's see if Streamlabs is going to come through. Let's see. All right. Because they want to stop people from typing what they want, but then they don't want to be putting in my commands. Streamlabs. Let me see. Let's see. Bet you it don't work. Oh, snap. It worked. Streamlabs is doing its thing. Go ahead, Streamlabs. Thank you. All right. Yeah. Well, actually, hold up. Then let's see if that works. Let's see if that works. All right. So, yeah, let's see if that works. Probably won't work. Let's see. Yo, Streamlabs is doing its thing. So you can purchase my book at that link. Okay, Streamlabs is on it today. I'm doing good, Jayla. Glad that you are here. He knows how I. Yeah, then you definitely got to read his book before mine. He knows. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. Hey, what's up? Charcoal's home. What's going on? All right. I'll get you a Stream Elements bot too. All right, I'm gonna do that. Stream Elements. I'm gonna check that out. Because I've been using Streamlabs and it works whenever it wants to. It doesn't work all the time. And I had somebody's calling in. I don't even know what this is about. I don't know if they're calling. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Or from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
Hello. Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's somebody spamming. Oh, I'm big time. Somebody just called the number to prank. That's dope. Oh, all right. So, yeah, man. So I'm gonna check out the Stream Elements actually when I get off of this because Streamlabs works sometimes, not all the time. So, yeah, it works and it doesn't work. But if Stream Elements is more reliable, I'm definitely going to do it. What's going on, Marley? How you feeling? Do you have any topics planned for Black History Month? I absolutely do. We have something that we're doing with my school. And check this out. So I'm a part of the My Brother's Keeper movement in the schools in District 31, where we are mentoring young Black and brown boys. And every day this month, one of the young men that we're mentoring, each of them will be doing a 60-second video on a prominent figure in Black history. And we told them we can't use the famous ones. You can't use Martin Luther King, Harriet Tubman, or Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, and Rosa Parks, because those are the easy ones. I told them we want you guys to do your research. If this guy's calling again. He's calling again. Next time he calls, I'm just going to put him on mute. I'm going to just let him do whatever he wants off air. Like we ain't here for that, bro. unless you want to hear about Jesus. Because next time you call, I'm gonna tell you all about Jesus. I'm gonna tell you that now. You're about to get saved tonight, bro. Yeah, you can. You can run on both Streams Lab and Stream Elements. I use all of them at Nightbot. I'm just too lazy to live stream anymore. I feel you. Yeah, and your videos are dope. Like, videos are dope. Yes, do stories or lesser known figures. Yeah, and I told them that. Like, I think it's important for our kids to know more about, like, because here's the thing, right? In Black history, the only thing that's really promoted is the Black struggle, not the Black successes. And I'm not talking about like the civil rights movement. That's not Black history. It's a small portion of it. There are some Black successes out there that our students really need to study and learn about. So no, we don't want you to talk about President Barack Obama, even though we're proud that he's the first Black president, or Michelle Obama. We don't want you talking about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or Malcolm X. We've heard all about them. Or Rosa Parks. We heard all about them. And no, we don't want to know about the Black Moses because we know about her. She did an amazing thing. But now let's get into the people that others may not know and share about that. All right, so that's what it's all about, right? And it's not just Black history, it's our history. It's American history. So what we're trying to do is change up the curriculum here. And the assistant principal at my school, a good friend of mine, he's on the forefront of trying to really make some positive changes in our district at least, and hopefully it'll be all across the New York City Department of Education. So I don't follow Black Light. I got really mad for no reason today. I don't know why, honestly. Black Light. Do Black history on the white man named John Brown. Every Black person should know about him. I'm gonna check him out. Yeah, I know of him. I gotta study him a little bit more. James Weldon Johnson is from my city, Jacksonville, Florida. Jacksonville. It seems like the guy taken never got a chance to speak. Poor soul. The guy taken. John Brown is the real white hero, not Abe Lincoln. Ooh, yeah. I come here to hear some positiveness. All right. And you're here for it. I'm here for the positivity too. Same thing I told my daughters as they were growing up. They had to choose someone unfamiliar to write a history paper for Black History Month. Agreed. Lift every voice and sing. Shanita, you can call back and sing for us. Appreciate it, bro. Exactly. I really want to talk about Oprah. You can do that too. That's one, like, we know about her successes. Now let's know what leads to that. I agree. Fred Hampton is a great hero. Good evening. The Right's Way. Thank you so much for coming through. George Washington Carver discovered how to make more food and products through peanuts. Yeah. He's the reason why we have so much food nowadays. And he was I think, was it a botanist? He was a scientist of plants. So he knew so much more than just peanuts. He was a very knowledgeable individual, and his schooling pathway was really deep as well. How am I just noticing the phone line on the screen, though? Yeah, I got a phone line and everything. Some people want to call and troll, but that's all right, though. They're about to hear about Jesus tonight. How am I... The history between John Brown's family and Robert E. Lee should be taught. It will give people new perspective on the Confederate flag. Okay. Mrs. V. Hoy. Hello, Right's Way. George Washington Carver discovered how to make more food products than peanuts. Yeah, he did. He's the reason why so much food. That's why. Yep. James Weldon Johnson wrote "Lift Every Voice and Sing" as a poem. His brother made it into a song. Yeah. Leave it up to a brother to make a poem into a song. What? Leave it up to a brother to do that. All right. Enough of my corny dad jokes. Home, remember when Chappelle said George Washington Carver discovered how to make cell phones with a peanut? I didn't see that episode. All right, guys. I have about a minute left, and I'm going to head off and spend the rest of the evening chatting it up with my family. But thank you guys so much for coming through and being a part of the live stream. Let me see. If you guys want, let me see if this works. It may not work because Streamlabs is sometimey. But, guys, I appreciate it. If you have watched this the whole time, thank you so much for watching it. It did work. So you can follow me on Instagram by going into the link in the chat. Or hit that follow button. And there I have just it's really more about my life and my family than anything else. So, but if you haven't liked this video yet, please like the video. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can join the Harrison Extended family by hitting that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so it'll let you know when I upload new videos or go live, like tonight. I also uploaded a video about a vlogging kit that I was sent for cell phones, a smartphone vlogging kit. So you guys can check that out too. And I'm about to end this now so that I can go hang out with my family. But thank you everybody for for engaging with me in the chat. Shanita Marie randomly, thank you so much for calling in and sharing your input. It was greatly appreciated. And to everybody else, man, I appreciate you for rocking with me for the last hour or so. So from the bottom of my corazón, I love you all. Thank you so much. And I really appreciate my Harrison Extended family. So without further ado, I'm about to end this now.